what up? It's your boy Wall Street, and I'm back. And NBA season is underway, and the Washington Wizards are 1-4. But I'm not that upset about it, and I'll tell you why. Because the play that we've been seeing from the Wizards' young core has been way better than it was last season. I had some issues last year with Alex Sarr, just the level of aggression that he was playing with, especially around the basket, settling for outside jumpers way too much. That seems to be slowly fading away. And he's being rewarded for it, right? He's averaging 18 points per game so far this season. He's grabbing a lot more rebounds, averaging 8.6 rebounds through these first 5 games of the season. 2 blocks a game as well, 4 assists. So he's really showing that he, put in that work all summer, and it paid off, right? The reason why, I normally, come into the season wanting them to win, right? But the way that their team is currently laid out and the draft implications that surround them, I'm okay with them losing. Because as long as you're winning some games and you're still coming out every night and trying to compete, that's all that matters. But for all of my fellow Wizards fans out there, I believe if our pick falls out of the top 8, it goes to the Knicks. So there is a lot of incentive to not make the playoffs this season and not come close to making the playoffs this season, right? You also have a pretty good draft class with, the Boozer twins. You have AJ Dimbatza, Darren Peterson. You have all these guys that are probably going to be very solid NBA players, right? So that's one thing. So I'm not really upset about the win-loss record this season. That's just me personally. The other thing I would like to add is that Kyshawn George, I think, is going to be the best player to come out of the 2024 NBA draft class. And I mean that very seriously. Just with the way that he has been playing as of late and how he came into the season and just the overall demeanor and the energy, the level of seriousness, the level of effort that he's putting in, it's showing. And, obviously, like I said, the Wizards are probably not going to be winning that many games, but if they were, Kyshawn George would be a runaway for most improved player in my mind. I don't know how else you could go about it. The guy's averaging 18.6 points per game, 8.8 rebounds, 5.2 assists, a steal, and 1.4 blocks a night. He is leading the Wizards in points, rebounds, and assists thus far into the season, right? And this is the guy that was the 24th overall pick in last year's draft, I believe. So it was either 23 or 24. I'm pretty sure it was 24. So he is truly a diamond in the rough. He's 6'8". He's basically playing point guard for the Wizards right now. And he's an elite defender. He's an elite two-way player already. And most people are not going to notice it until he's already way above that level, in my opinion, right? I personally am able to see it because I'm, a huge Wizards fan. I might be the biggest Wizards fan that there is. I watch every single game, right? I have League Pass. Every single time the Wizards are playing, I'm watching. Even if they're getting blown out by 40, I'm watching, right? Because I love this team so much, and I really want them to succeed. And I think they're on the way to succeeding. Bub Carrington worries me a little bit because he has not played that well so far this season. But I don't think Bub Carrington is a guy that's going to be a superstar level player in the league, right? And that's fine. I think not everyone can be a superstar. But I think Bub Carrington should really be trying to be like a Drew Holiday type of player, right? Like a Marcus Smart type of player that has a little bit more offense to him. But Bub Carrington averaging 1.2 steals per game on the season so far. He's only averaging 7 points a game. Bilal Coulibaly came back into the lineup, recovering from, I believe, like a hand injury or a thumb injury or something like that. Maybe it was the wrist, something like that. Came back into the lineup for the last game that they played. So Bub has started 4 out of the 5 games, but he's just not shooting the ball well. He's shooting 32.4% from the field, shooting better from 3, 46.2%. But what I've noticed with Bub Carrington is he's not a good spot-up shooter. He's a guy that if he gets, a dribble pull-up, he's making it most of the time, right? If he gets a dribble pull-up from 3 in transition, he's making it most of the time. It's almost like he is more acclimated to shooting on the run than he is from spot up, and that's fine. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to play that way if he's not going to be the lead guard. And it seems like Kyshawn George is probably going to be the lead guard for the future, just with the way he's already been playing, right? Kyshawn George had that 34-point game against Dallas, was just, hitting 3 after 3 after 3. It was incredible, right? I'm also a real big fan of Trey Johnson. I think Trey Johnson is, he might not win Rookie of the Year, but boy, is that guy a bucket. Dude is just a certified bucket. 13.8 points per game so far throughout the season. He's going to be a guy that's just he's just a scorer, right? And that's kind of what the Wizards needed. We needed a guy that could score, put pressure on defense, and when that's happening, it's going to get open looks for guys like Alex Sarr, Kyshawn George, Bilal, all of these guys. So there's a lot that still needs to happen here. There's a lot more room for growth in terms of the overall roster, as well as just player development from player to player. But I'm excited. I'm very excited. I think Kyshawn George and Alex Sarr are clearly the future of this team. Bub Carrington, I think, also has a spot on the future for this team. Trey Johnson, all of these guys that we've, gotten in the draft the past 2 years. And we're going to see what happens. But I'm very happy with what I'm seeing from the team so far this season. Still, some frustrating moments here and there as a fan, but overall, I'm very excited. So if you guys are Wizards fans, please let me know what you think about the team in the comments down below. What do you think about Kyshawn George? What do you think about Alex Sarr, Bub Carrington, Trey Johnson, the whole squad? I want to know your thoughts. And with that said, I'm going to catch you guys later, man. Stay up, stay blessed, stay safe, stay humble, handle business, stand on business. Peace out.